Hi there! Time to create with the new Craft Your Life project kit, Magnificent Magnolias. Come join me for a fun, monochromatic but elegant memory keeping layout. See you in a bit. Hi there, and welcome to a new episode of Inspired by a Card with Natalie. Today we're going to be working with inspiration from Elegance using the beautiful Craft Your Life project kit, Magnificent Magnolias. And it's a beautiful set, stamp, stencil, die, and a fun embossing folder, but we're going to focus on the stamp and the die for this particular layout. And I love the inspiration, I love the monochromatic. So I've already started on this, and not that because I'm working for that, I had created that cover for my IG hop this week, and I thought that I wanted to kind of continue the look of it for the story inside of this entry. So I need to create my background. For that, I'm going to use the back of the original circle as kind of a guide to create my left hand right of the layout, and the leftover I'm going to use to create the right hand side of the spread. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I stamp a branch, and I'm using kind of the original design, so I know that when I stamp, not much of what I'm putting inside is going to show. So I am using my stamp wheel to help me with this. Two reasons why I'm using it. One, it leaves me this big area to stamp in, so I can see how the branch is being created on my within the space of the 2 pages. And the second one is because I want to make sure that the details on the branches that I'm stamping are very noticeable. So that means that I'm going to have to stamp them twice. I'm using Obsidian ink for this. So having the stamp wheel is going to help me create that clean look on my layout. So you're going to see I've already stamped at the bottom of the page, so kind of elongated that branch at the bottom, but I need something that is going to wrap around the circumference of the page of the left side of the spread. So I'm just going to bring the branch with the leaves to the right of the circle, and then to the top I need to elongate that a little bit. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of masking tape just to create some of the leaves that are closest to the circumference of my page. I'm going to cut them, and then I'm going to cover that because I want to make sure that my or the look of this page is as if branches are crisscrossing on the background. So you're going to see just a little bit of masking tape, cover that leaf, and then I'm gonna come in and just stamp the branch just again twice. I make sure that I stamp each one of the images twice to make sure that they're nice and crisp and very noticeable in the background. So once I have that, I am going to take this, set it aside, and I'm going to start working on all the flowers that I need for this. So one of the things that drew me to Mindy is the fact that she has like this very soft and very elegant look using just one single color. So I'm going to do the same. Even I've transformed my pictures to black and white, and you can see right now my pictures are black and white. I have the stamping done. It looks like branches coming into my page with what I was looking for. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and cut my flowers. I'm going to cut 2 of each of the flowers, and I'm using heavy cardstock for this. I'm going to use my big die cutting machine too, so I can do all of it at once. So I'm just setting everything in place, and I'm going to take it to the machine, cut it, and when you come back, I'm going to have it everything arranged so it's ready to color. So when you look at me in this card, she's actually, like I said, created everything in white and then colored the centers of the flowers using tones similar to the ones on the background. Since I have this kind of like very soft pink blush tone on the background, I'm going to use tones of pink crystal and mauve fresh dye inks to color the centers of my flowers. So you saw that I brought my little container with all my mini ink blended brushes. Love it. I have everything in one place. So all I'm going to do right now is using one. I have 2 mini ink blending brushes, one for the pink crystal, and you're gonna see that one of the flowers is gonna be very accented in that color, and I'm just going to the center of the flower. I'm gonna stretch it a little bit towards the ends of the petals, but very little. Everything, when I looked at in this card, it was right on the center. So I'm gonna do pretty much the same. Like I said, I cut 2 flowers of each of the designs. So I'm going to make sure that one has the center with pink crystal, and the second one has it with mauve, which are the two tones in the same family. So I'm taking my time. You're going to see that I'm going, it doesn't look like it's heavy, but it is a little bit heavy. Once you put it together, I'm going to show you a little trick, because I realized that when I put it together, the color was not as sharp as I thought it was going to be. So once I built one, I decided to go back and add more color. But simple as that. It was very simple, and because I'm keeping it super plain, I didn't have to add as many details as when you color the flower. So now that I have them ready, while they dry, some of them, I'm going to go ahead and put it together. And having the key and lock system in the die cuts makes it so easy to put together. And you see me using a sneak peek, I can say, of the glue that's going to come in the June release, and it's beautiful. It has a really thin tip, so it's going to make it easy to just put everything together. So I'm just working on using the pamphlet. The back of the die has actually the guide of which, like, the order of the pieces come together, and then I'm just using the little locking key system to put it all in together. And like I said, because it's one single color, it makes it very simple. The only thing is, you're gonna see once I have it together, you can't see the color that much. So what I'm using right now is the same color of ink. In this case is mauve, but I'm using one of my detailing ink blending brushes. And what I'm doing is I'm going to pretty much add a little bit extra color, making sure that I lift the petals a little bit and kind of dig my ink underneath it, so the shadow adds a little bit of dimension and just makes the center of the flowers pop a little bit more. So I created one, and then you're gonna see that I'm gonna go in with my ink blending brush, the detail one, just to add a little bit of extra ink to the center, since I realized that I need to kind of deepen the color a little bit more. So I'm going to take my time doing that, and once I have that ready, I'm just going to, like I said, use the lock and key system and put them all together. Now, one of the things that I realized before I start gluing anything in place is that when I stamp the first image of the branch, it's not completely touching the page, and I want to make sure that it reads as if it's like a branch coming into my layout. So I am using one of my fine liners. I'm using the 2-1 just to stretch the line, so it looks as if the branch is just one extended branch at the bottom of my page. So once I have ready, I'm just gonna start playing with all the flowers that I have created with the Craft Your Life project kit, Magnificent Magnolias, with the die set and some ink, just to put it together. I want to make sure that it reads as, like I said, I have a branch. It's like one single tree. One branch is coming at the bottom, so I'm going to have some flowers, and then I have another branch that is just like short and is coming at the top. And I want to make sure that they connect somehow, because think about it, I'm in my brain, and the idea that I want to translate here is one single tree. So I'm just seeing a branch of it. So I play with some positioning of it. You're gonna see that I'm happy. There was a flower that had to go in between the two pages, and you're gonna see that I'm bringing the original cover, because I gotta make sure that nothing comes or shows behind it, as in the flower sense, because I don't want it to take over from, or detract from the cover. So once I have that, I'm just gonna glue my flowers. I actually type my Lenzo journal in some clear sticker paper, and I want to make sure that that sits at the same level as my pictures. I don't want it to be in a different area, so it kind of stays in that kind of straight line at the top of the page. Now for the title, I am taking advantage of the sentiments in this set because they're beautiful. They're very, I'm gonna say, motherly oriented. So I used one of them. I stamped it on the same blush paper, and once I put it down, didn't like the fact that it kind of got lost in the background, so I need something that's gonna make it pop a little bit more. So I also had stamped the sentiment onto white cardstock. So all I'm gonna do is just glue the pink one that I have already die cut a little bit of an offset behind the white sentiment, so it just gives it a little bit of extra dimension. And I'm gonna do that again with a white one, so it gives them a little bit of an offset, but it gives dimension at the same time. And I'm gonna place my title in that junction between the branch that is coming on the left of the circumference and the bottom of the branch on the circle part of the spread. So once I have that, I'm going to use some of the sentiments in the stamp set just to create a triple repetition look on my page, and just to bring extra sentiment to my page. Once I have done, you're going to see that I'm actually going to bring more stuff onto my page, and not like not a lot. I thought about enamel dolls, but I wanted something that was going to bring a shine. So I'm using something that is coming in June. Again, these are sequin. The ones that I'm using are Twinkling Rose. They're like this iridescent pink, like really soft. So I'm gonna use a few of them, and I'm placing them around the circumference of the branch, and also stretching it along the bottom of the page, just to make sure that your eye is guided through the shine of the page. I'm gonna sprinkle a few too around the sentiments and the title. But I love how this turned out. Simple, clean, super elegant, super soft, and I thought it was the perfect way to tell part of my Mother's Day story, and continue to what I had worked before. And I hope you enjoy it. As always, you can find more details of this in today's blog, and you can always contact me if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining me, and I cannot see what you create with this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.
Hello there! Did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye!